The trailer release of the Hollywood movie The Pope's Exorcist is a movie that has created quite a buzz among horror fanatics. This film will be released worldwide in April of this year and is based on a true story. The movie will be based on the life story of one of the most renowned priests in Italy, Gabriele Amorth, which is played by none other than Russell Crowe on screen. Today's video will be about the life of Gabriele Amorth, a real-life true exorcist who conducted over 100,000 exorcisms in his lifespan. In horror movies, we have seen plenty of movies being based on real-life stories, and popular examples of this could be Annabelle, the Amityville Haunting, and much more. And the film The Pope's Exorcist seems to be another addition to the genre. Known as the Vatican Exorcist, Rome's Chief Exorcist, and even the Dean of Exorcists, Gabriele was born on May 1st in Modena, northern Italy. Gabriele was brought up in a Catholic household. At the age of 18, he was drafted into the army for 2 years. After his military service, Gabriele went to Rome to pursue his law degree. In 1954, Gabriele was ordained as a Catholic priest after he attained a second degree in theology. In 1986, he was assigned to assist Father Candida Montiti, and after his death, Amorth became his successor. Gabriele was also the founder of the International Association of Exorcists in 1990, which is a Roman Catholic organization, and the aim behind this organization was to increase the number of exorcisms for people who desperately needed help. After almost 35 years of his ordainment as a priest, at the age of 60, Gabriele conducted his first exorcism, which was the start of his journey as an exorcist. Here are some of the most bone-chilling real-life exorcism stories conducted by Gabriele Amorth. This exorcism took place in 1997, and during this time, Father Gabriele was staying in Rome and conducting exorcisms there. One day, out of the blue, a man was brought into Gabriele's room, where he used to conduct exorcisms on people. The man was young and happened to be a native Italian. The priest could easily sense the presence of evil attached to the man and decided to help the man by freeing him from the evil spirits attached to him. Father Gabriele began his exorcism, and that is when strange things started to happen. The man, Priest Gabriele, and his assistant were in a small room where the ritual was to be done. Gabriele was beginning the exorcism ritual when the man began cursing and spitting at him. The strange thing was that the man wasn't speaking his own native dialect. Instead, he was yelling curse words in English. The man quickly became out of control and would violently try to attack the priest to stop him from performing the exorcism. Father continued his ritual and kept on reciting ritual prayers until there came the point when he asked the demon inside the man to reveal his identity. To their shock, the demon responded with spine-chilling words that sent shivers down their throats. The man with the demon inside said, "I am Lucifer." This response left everyone in the small room shocked and terrified, since Lucifer tends to be one of the most notorious and strongest of demons that cause maximum destruction to its victim and even kills the person it possesses. This was reported to be one of the most difficult exorcisms conducted by Father Gabriele, as he claimed to have met the devil himself while performing an exorcism on the man. If you thought that the haunting ended there, you're wrong, because a few minutes later, the devil made the possessed man turn his head back abnormally and roll his eyes for at least a quarter of an hour. The devil caused the man to howl like an animal and to twist his limbs and back in a painful manner, which is not possible for a normal human to do. Gabriele continued to recite his prayers and kept the exorcism going until there came the point where the possessed man's body started to levitate 3 feet above the ground, just like the girl in the popular movie The Exorcist. After several minutes of levitating in the sky, the man's stiff and hard body finally landed on the chair where he was initially sitting until he fell unconscious. The man was still under the possession of the devil, as it refused to leave his body, which caused the man to spit 3 long and deadly bloody nails. Gabriele claimed to have those nails as he kept things related to evil. Gabriele had to make several visits to make sure that the devil left the man's body, and eventually the devil freed the possessed man. The man felt relieved and light, mentally and physically, which were signs of the devil leaving his body. Gabriele believed that people get easily possessed by spirits because of the influence of things like magic, Satanism, superstitions, Ouija boards, and musical rock bands. He related all of these things to be the tools of the devil to misguide human beings. He even considered yoga to be related to a satanic ritual because of its linkage with Hinduism. Gabriele also didn't support tattoos because, for him, they were also satanic rituals that ruined the body, which he considered to be the temple of God. He also believed that a human body could be possessed by more than one spirit, which might be true if we consider the case of Emily Rose, who was allegedly believed to be haunted by multiple spirits, including one of Hitler. Gabriele also didn't support the popular novel series Harry Potter, as it was linked with witchcraft, another essential tool of the devil, which according to him, could misguide people into getting involved in cults. Another famous exorcism conducted by Gabriele Amorth was the last one before his death at the age of 91. This exorcism was performed on an Italian lady who was possessed by a demon. She was a tall, beautiful girl who happened to be in her late 30s. She had a college degree but couldn't pursue it because of her condition. The lady came to Father Gabriele for her 9th exorcism and was described as disoriented. The family members would find her in the most devastating states, and sometimes she would be found over the floor with her limbs twisted abnormally, which frightened them the most. She was given psychological help, but her condition didn't seem to get better, and Father Gabriele believed that the lady had been cursed by a close relative to cause her a bad omen. On her 9th visit, Father Gabriele began the exorcism in a tall ceilinged room with the assistance of 5 people, including 4 priests and 1 assistant. If you're enjoying the content so far, then consider liking the video and subscribing. As the exorcism began, her condition started to deteriorate as she started to nod her head vigorously with her eyes rolled back. Father Gabriele continued to recite prayers, commanding the demon to be expelled from her body, while she seemed to have fallen into a deep trance as she cried out hysterically. Father tried to comfort her by placing his hand over her head, but out of the blue, she spoke the most bizarre and horrifying words, saying, "Be afraid of Satan and the enemies of faith." Suddenly, she lost control and started to behave violently. Just like in any possession, the lady didn't know the language that came out of her mouth while being possessed, which is why whenever Father Gabriele ordered the demon to be expelled, she would reply in a Latin dialect by saying, "Mai," which means never. Her terrific screams filled the room as she continued to attack violently, growling in agony. She kept on saying "Mai," and there came a point when she said the words every priest hates, which is, "Io sono Satana," I am Satan. Everyone inside the cold room started to sweat out of fear, excluding the possessed lady. She was so violent that it was difficult to control her, but this didn't stop the ritual of exorcism. Father continued to ask questions from the demon possessing the lady, and upon asking how many of them were possessing her, a deep voice from within replied, 80 legions. This was yet another difficult exorcism, which required a lot of strength, but despite all that, he was successful in exorcising the woman after multiple attempts and freed her from the devil that was causing her pain and misery. Father Gabriele Amorth conducted over 100,000 exorcisms in 30 years, aiming to help people possessed by unexplained spirits. Though in his adulthood he thought of pursuing politics, the family influence he had in his childhood pushed him into becoming a Catholic priest. Do you think that Hollywood's new horror movie will do justice to the exorcism conducted by priest Gabriele Amorth, or will it just be another movie that lacks depth in its plot? Let us know in the comments section below. Like if you found this video interesting, and we will see you guys soon with more real hauntings. Till then, take care and stay safe.